Sure. Well, first of all, good afternoon. It's probably one of the most exciting weeks of, I know any coach's life is the opening week of college football, their first game week. Same for, I know all the players across the country. Our team is no different. We're out there this morning. Our practice is just everybody's bebopping around, popping around, and a lot of great attitudes out there this morning. We're just ready to get started. Looking forward to what we hope and certainly it can be if we've got the right mindset and we go out and play well to a great 2022 season. But we all understand what it takes to be good and what it has to happen in order to continue success. I think we have the mindset and I think we have the players. We have to go out and execute it. Like the old cliche is, one opponent at a time, and we'll take it for what it's worth. But we have a great opening opponent in the University of South Carolina, someone that I'm very familiar with, someone that a lot of our players are very familiar with. So that adds a little bit more to the mix, so to speak. But we're very ready to go.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. And again, remember, as the media, please use the hand icon, and we'll get over to you. Pete, you want to go ahead and unmute yourself? You can go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Shawn, it's Pete Yakabelli from the AP in Columbia. What's it going to be like? Have you thought about walking back into that stadium that every nook and cranny going ahead? And secondly, another big week, you were here last week to receive the Order of the Palmetto from the governor. That's got to be an amazing honor for a guy born in Camden and raised in South Carolina.
Well, yes, certainly to answer the first question, walking back into Williams-Brice, to be on the other sideline is something that I've never had to do, to be honest with you. Maybe a scrimmage, I was over there one day, but it's going to be thrilling. All honesty, it's going to be awesome. Going back in there to play the University of South Carolina. Grew up 25 miles away. A lot of games that I watched there, a lot of games that I've won there, won a state championship there, and now we're taking our team, the Georgia State Panthers, back there to open up our season. So, yeah, that's going to be, hopefully a great night, but it's going to be an exciting one. As far as receiving the Order of the Palmetto, really, I'm speechless, to be honest with you. Such an honor. Governor Henry McMaster, I sit here and I'm just humbled by it, to be honest with you. I've had a pretty good, decent career in this athletics and in the game of football, and some other things have led to probably that award. But I'm just speechless. I think it's the highest honor any civilian of a South Carolinian can receive, and to be honest with you, to have received that is just incredible.
Shawn, if I can ask one more question, about football? How have you seen South Carolina's offense mature last year, and what do you think Rattler will bring to that attack?
I don't know. I wouldn't say their offense matured. They were about what they were all year long, and that's not bad nor great or anything like that. Don't misread what I'm saying, but they ended it with a really strong performance and something they hadn't done all year. And starting to carry on Joyner and at quarterback and just going out and doing some things. They played with great effort there in that last contest in the bowl game and really did well. What does Rattler bring to the table? You have to think a little bit more consistency in the throw game. You have to think their throwing game is going to be a little bit more enhanced. I think he's a quarterback that can make all the throws across the field. From your long post throws to your out routes across the field on the opposite hash. I mean, he's a quarterback. So there'll probably be a little bit more opportunity to go downfield. I think even though a lot of people say they did not run the ball well, I think they're going to probably lean towards letting him make the difference in this offense and make more throws.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Pete. Stan, I see your hands up. If you want to unmute, please go ahead.
All right. Good morning, Shawn.
Good morning.
Can't believe I get to talk to you and see Pete Yakabelli the same day. It's like a great day.
It's always a great day, right?
Absolutely. Who are some of the guys in the preseason camp who have stepped forward and maybe are going to play roles that maybe we didn't know about, a couple of months ago?
I think, one individual that you're going to hear a lot of, and it's probably along the offensive line, where you were looking to replace really one guy, and a guy by the name of Bryson Broadway was transferred from Eastern Illinois and has come in here and just really worked himself into a fine football player. I think every offensive line coach and every coach around the country that has a guy that plays with a lot of passion, a lot of effort, a lot of intensity, that has the want to that you want in this day and age, is really good to see. He's a guy that has done a nice job, a really, really nice job in stepping up, and we feel as comfortable about him going into the ball game as we have, some of these other guys that have been around here for a long, long time. So he's definitely one. The other guys that we have are guys that have all been around here, that have done, great things in the past. So it's hard to pinpoint one guy in particular. I think at the tight end position, Chris Bird is a guy that's going to emerge and do a lot of good things for us. Aubrey Payne is a seventh-year guy that we have, but I think Chris Bird has done a really nice job of coming in and manning that tight end spot. Aubrey's been banged up a little bit, so he's been out. So Chris has had the opportunity to go in there and do some good things. Defensively, we know it's all the usual suspects. You got Thomas Gore at the nose, you got Antavius Lane hit stick in the back end, you got Quay at corner, you got Keith Brown another corner. Those guys, Blake Carroll, Benziat, linebacker. And so it's all the usual suspects. But I will say this, somebody that, and not so much just somebody, a group. I think our special teams, I think Michael Hayes, when I looked at not just Hayes, but all of our kickers, Cade Loggins, we've got some other guys that have come in here and have walked on for us that have made a huge contribution. And I think we probably have the best well-rounded special teams unit that I've seen as far as our specialists, from like a kickoff guy to our punter, to our field goal extra point guy, to our snappers, to our holders. They've really done a fine job. And I guess adding Arkita Banks, our special teams coordinator, has really helped us a lot.
We have time for one more. Brady, please go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Kind of following on that one, you talked about how you have a lot of starters back. So how is the general competition? You've got a lot of people with spots coming back, but you still want that general competition. How was camp in that regard, just through the whole roster?
Camp was great. I think it ended up being, if I were to, measure camp, rank them. I think it was one of the tougher camps we have had. We really pushed them early on for about 16 days, hard. We had great competition in almost all of our segments. And, it's hard when you have such an experienced group like that. It's sometimes if you're the backup guy, you probably look to him and say, well, he's going to man that job or man this job. But those starters, those returning veterans that we have, lettermen that we have, really did a nice job in playing really almost harder than I've ever seen them. A guy, you take our center, Malik Sumter. I think Malik had the best fall camp that I've seen him have. And here's a guy, this guy's been around forever. He's been starting for 4 years. And it was the toughest camp, but he probably played as well as I've ever seen him play. So those guys really stepped it up a notch. I think, when you want to do the things that we're trying to do here, you have to do things differently. And those veterans, the Blake Carrolls, the Benzials, the Maliks, the Travis Glovers, our backs and Tucker Gregg and Jam, and all those other guys, they really stepped it up a notch and pushed themselves this fall camp to make sure that we come out of the gates with the right mentality and get the season started straight and right on task.